First of all, you need to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript properly, because you can't rely on searching in Google or copy pasting code from somewhere for these things. These are just basic concepts. In HTML, there will be few tags which you need to learn and how to use it. And after that, you need to learn CSS to do some kind of stylings. Most of the time, this will be done very fast, so you don't have to much worry about it. And another thing is you need to know how to use JavaScript. JavaScript is a programming language, so if you know any other programming language, then it won't be tough for you to learn JavaScript, because it's simple enough to learn it. Once you have learned these three basic things, now it's time for you to step up your game and start working in full stack web development. So now probably the best way to start full stack web development is by using some kind of frameworks like Next.js, Nuxt.js, or some other front and back end related framework. So these frameworks will provide you way to use some kind of front end frameworks like React, Angular, or Vue.js, and with that it will be integrated in Node.js, so you can write some kind of backend codes with the database also. So this will be very easy way to get started, because in same code file you will be able to create front end as well as back end. It's easy for you to learn, because when I was getting started, this framework used to be not so much popular, so I had to keep front end as well as back end separate, and I'll tell you when it will be useful to keep front end and back end separate. But when you're just getting started, it's easy for you to just start with the Next.js, where you can code using React.js in the front end, and in the back end you can write some kind of functions which will be running as a serverless functions. So you'll be able to do it, that connection of back end and some kind of back end logic and all. So once you understood and built couple of application using this thing, then for building advanced projects, you can use some kind of front end and back end frameworks and integrate them together to give some kind of functionality. For example, in the front end you may use React JS, and you'll be able to connect it to back end service which is written in maybe Nest.js. So Nest.js is one Node.js framework, and you'll be able to connected to backend database and lots of other things. You can use some kind of tools like Firebase also, or AppWrite, and so many easy to use technologies are available which you can use, and you can create your backend and you can create your front end separately using front end frameworks. Using tools like Firebase or AppWrite is going to give you solution where you don't have to focus much on creating database and building some kind of backend, because all of these things will give you one pre-built authentication system, and you can create any kind of entity type for using in your database. This is bit advanced use case which you can try, and you can do it. Once you are done with the learning backend using some kind of tools like Firebase and AppWrite or something like that, now you can start looking for building your own backend using some kind of database and some kind of backend framework. This is little bit more advanced, because you have to create your own backend system with database and all the other things which is required for building backend. I like doing it. It's really fun to do, but you might find little bit difficult when you're just getting started, but it will become easy once you do it for first time. So once that's done, you can connect it to your front end framework like usual, and there you go. You have become full stack developer. Yes, it's easy for me to tell like this, and it's very tough for you to start learning each and everything and do it, but it's a doable thing, and try to do it as soon as possible and do one small project with the authentication system and maybe one blog or something like that. It's very easy to do, and do it, and there you go. You will become a full stack developer. So that's it for this video, guys, and if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.